Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are doing great. Today we will be walking around another one of my purchases, which is obviously right-hand drive, and it's super unique because now if Verossa is unique, then this is I'm not even sure what to how to describe the rarity of this car. I've never seen anything like that in Canada. Obviously I know about this car since like from Russia, from Japan, from Ukraine, from Poland. I've seen them everywhere there, but here I think I'm the only one who has it. But there is one but. The car doesn't start, and that's why I bought it for the price that I could afford it. But anyways, let's go over some of the features first of all, because the amount of specs this car has. This is a 1999 Nissan Elgrand X. X is the top level. It doesn't go any higher than that, and the quality, the prestige of this car it's pretty cool for a 1999. I don't know if any American car can offer that, even if any German car could have offered the spec list of the options that this has. It's mind-blowing and it's amazing. Hopefully I'll find some kind of a GM car from 1999 and we'll put them side by side, and what I'll do is roast the hell out of that GM whatever Caravan or anything like that in the comparison in between those two minivans. The car came with a pretty rare Momo steering wheel, which looks pretty nice, but overall that's the ergonomics of the interior that you get here. Captain seat at the front, and guess what all these captain seats do? Guess what they all do? They all do this. Even my driver's side does this, and that's I think that's pretty cool. You can have a little table here. This bench right here shifts wall to the window, I mean back to the window, and this turns into a table with two cup holders. How cool is that? Let's switch this one back. There you go. And let's start the electronics up, so you get to see what's happening in this car. Bam! We have a sliding monitor that is DVD, navigation, and sometimes probably even reads engine mistakes. What does that say? I'm not sure. And this is the central console with even a factory Nissan multi-outlet. Now it has a I'm not sure what this button does, but shortly I'll be studying everything on that van. It has some spec lists, cigarette lighter, and an actual power outlet right here, and one is in the back right there for all your businessman needs. Now let's bring some light to that interior. That's much better. Second sunroof right here. I have some stuff in the back, don't pay attention to that. Those magnificent, majestic curtains that you will never see anywhere else that do this. that's some technology right there. Bam. This is despicable. We have a board monitor that tells us all the information about the car: outside temperature, inside temperature, cornering, whatever, anything. And something for the back, I'm not sure what is that, the light. And it actually has I'm not sure why it does that. Anyways, I'm gonna have fun. Oh, it's locked. There you go, that's what it is. It opens and closes the rear sunroof. The rear sunroof is electronical. The front sunroof you open manually. And the same type of locks you have on each side window. They don't roll down, but what those windows do is they open just as at the angle that goes against the flow. Anyways, let's close those guys. And yeah, regular JDM mirrors. The van is pretty tight, but on the inside it's so spacious. Now if we go over those buttons, I like that for some reason, I don't know why, but this joystick, that's pretty cool. And obviously that's navigation, music, and interior controls. Regular options with an unregular option on a minivan. Sport suspension. How is this possible on a minivan like that? This is despicable, absolutely despicable. I'm not even sure what to tell you guys about that. I'll show you the controls for that, but that's under the hood later. That's another look at the front. But one of my favorite options comes on the key. It's an opening, sliding automatic door. We've got a curtain here. We can slide. Not a big problem right there. This is how the back looks. Rear sunroof, front sunroof. Suspension part on this vehicle. This car is an exact copy, frame wise, suspension wise, engine wise, power, drivetrain wise. This is a Nissan Patrol. I'm sure you've seen a lot of those patrols flying through Sahara deserts because Arabs absolutely love this car, and the frame suspension part built on this car is absolutely phenomenal. It's called a planetary suspension. Let's say if you're turning left, not only that your nose on the left side goes up, the suspension resists it and pushes it down your front part, as well as the rear suspension raises the rear right side up, so you have an against movement towards the turn, and the car turning capabilities is absolutely concrete, just amazing. No wonder Arabs love those cars. No wonder this car is an amazing piece of machinery up north, everywhere. But it's a Nissan, and you know what Nissans did in the back in the days, they didn't really use the good metals. They used a thinner metal on their car to, you know, to dump more money into the technology, to dump more money into performance of the car. But all that can be reinforced with a good body man, so I'm sure that's gonna be something to look forward to. Now, looking beside the controls, what I like about this, it's got the manual for all the modes. This car has 4-wheel drive and rear-wheel drive and locked diff. How is that amazing? How amazing is that? That's just ridiculous. And this compartment right here makes so much sense. Look, this is for your gloves, for pens, for wallet, money, whatever. This is actually a really useful thing. I don't know why, but I really like it. Both of the units have those. So now that we switch to the back, a nice captain chair set up for you. You can have your little business chat. That's pretty cool. The rear seats right here, the rear benches, they fold down, and all these seats, they slide to the front, and once you fold every single back part of the chair, it turns into a huge bed. Fortunately, I have some stuff there right now, but this whole minivan turns into a humongous bed. The back actually looks pretty cool. There is a factory body kit that comes on this car. Maybe I'll be able to source it because obviously all the body kits are located overseas. Now, the problem that I have with the car not starting comes from the guy who somewhat didn't really make a really good job on the diesel situation at Nissan. His name is Carlos Ghosn. I'm sure you've heard of that guy, who is a French or Lebanese ex-president of Nissan, or top manager, that didn't really do well and had to escape from Japan in some kind of a suitcase to you know, to avoid getting prosecuted for stealing a lot of money. What the guy did, he also influenced Nissan to adapt French Reno diesel engines, and this car unfortunately is equipped with a Reno engine, which is a ZD30, and this engine is the #1 engine for breaking down unless you can reinforce every single strength corner strength mechanism on that car. It's overboosted for its size, I think, and just there's something wrong with the engine that I have to figure out, and I'll give you a little bit of more details on that engine in the couple of the next videos. But basically that's the thing, and the problem that I have right now is most likely is the fuel pump went off. So it's a Bosch fuel pump that has its own motherboard. It's an electrical fuel pump, not mechanical. Mechanical fuel pumps are the best. They rarely break down and they are made to last. Every single Caterpillar tractor, they all have the mechanical fuel pumps, because they know that you need to get the harvest, and once you let's say if you harvest, you need to make sure that your machinery doesn't break, so everybody goes with mechanical fuel pumps, as well as in the construction. But nonetheless, Nissan for some reason are also well known for not designing the underbonnet space where the engine sits for a really good ventilation. So that means that the engine heats up, the wires heat up, like, you know, on the Fairlady 300ZX, there isn't any space at all under the bonnet, so everything bakes basically. You have to get new wires. Same situation probably most likely happens here, so that's something else that I'm gonna have to work on. And looks like the motherboard on the Bosch fuel pump just baked and doesn't want to start. Now let's go over some of the mechanisms of the fuel delivery system. So the fuel reservoir is located right here under the car. The fuel lines travel on the driver's side. What I like about the Nissan, right, they do think about this kind of situation. And right here we have a little compartment. I like how it flips up. I already unscrewed it, but basically, yeah, we have this little thing here that pops up, and right off the bat you can check the fuel pump. You can prime the fuel into the filter. Now every time that I prime the fuel and I start cranking the engines, the fuel I don't know, the air goes back into the system, and I have to prime it again. So that's something that I have to look into. But anyways, I just wanted to show you that feature and where it's located, because nobody really knows where those are located on the Nissan Caravan or Nissan Elgrand. Now let's put this back. 1 and 2. So I prime this. Let's open the hood. One thing that never fails is the metal holder. And here you go, that's the engine. Overall, the ZD30 engine. This car has been equipped with gasoline engines and diesel engines. The QD32 is the good Nissan engine, which is actually a Nissan engine that doesn't break, and it can go 350-400 kilometers without any major breakdowns, just like a regular around the engine maintenance. As well as, I think it has some other fuel pump that also is really good for a long time lasting. intercooler right here, a big box for the air filter. I took off the engine cover though, obviously. What I like about this is, actually, check it out. It's got a calsonic radiator. Calsonic, for most of you who know, it's also a racing team as well as the Xanavi racing team that's been performing on the, doing a really good job on the Skylines, on the GTRs. And yeah, that's just the fact that this car has all these technologies is pretty cool. I think the brake booster can be adopted here. Not even adopted, it's the same as the Pathfinders and the QX4 Infinities, which is basically the same car. This is the electronic suspension. Mind-blowing again. And by the way, for those of you who don't know, those the reservoirs, not many people know that, but they have a filter inside of them, and when you replace or drain your steering fluid on any car, your reservoir also must be changed because it has a filter inside. BMWs, Audis, Hondas, whatever, every single reservoir must be changed, so make sure you write that info down. Here we have some kind of a cheap battery, and what I like about this car is from factory it had the northern package. We had two batteries. One battery was here and one battery was here, and they actually came from factory, interconnected, I think with a little bit of a higher amp alternator. I'll probably end up getting the kit to install the second battery too, because I'm gonna be doing a lot of traveling, hopefully, on this car. Now let's go back to the problem. So I picked up the car, it didn't start. Later I realized that the fuel rails were barely tightened, which are located right here. It's a inline-4 engine, so we have 4 rails. They come, this is the far deep in here, that's the Bosch fuel pump, high pressure diesel fuel pump. That's probably giving me issues. So we have those 2 wires right here. That's important, guys. They all travel from the body right here, and they go to the fuel pump. Now the larger line right here, that's the receiving. It goes to the receiving of the fuel pump. The smaller line, that's the return line. And obviously the return line was also disassembled, so I think the guys were checking the fuel pump, and they think that that's probably the number one thing that's wrong with this car. But anyways, the marking on those lines are the incoming line that delivers the fuel to the fuel pump is 9/104, and the line that goes on the return is 9/106. That's what it's called, just for your general information. So to check this problem right now, I'm gonna do one thing. This line right here, I'll probably disassemble it from the fuel. I'll disassemble it from the fuel pump, which I already have the setup for. Now I got this little hand pump, which I'm gonna put into this canister of diesel. And if you guys have the same problem, if you want to check the fuel pump, that's how you do it. You screw on this side or the other side. I think it travels the other way, so this side goes into the jar, and this side you connect to the fuel pump. Once the pressure is all built up, you start cranking in the engine. And what you want to do is probably either put another car beside and throw on some more electrical electrical force onto the battery, so the diesel actually starts to turn better. And if the car starts, that means that you have a working fuel pump. If the car does not start, that means that your fuel pump is gone, and the number one thing to do is disassemble it. And you don't want to disassemble it yourself because the problem is that once you disassemble this fuel pump, you have to fixate specific gears in it. You have to just it's a really sophisticated job, you can do it yourself, but you need the knowledge. And if you don't do that, if you do that without the knowledge, or if you install the fuel pump and then it's just not synchronized, time well wasted. Now there you go. So we got the diesel can, fuel, sort of hand pump attached into the receiving of the fuel pump, as well as I got an extra battery to give me some more amps, and that's how we're gonna go right now. Meanwhile, it's actually spinning and pumping. Probably gonna have to do it for a while, and then as well press on the fuel, press on the hand pump to make sure the pressure is constant. And yeah, if we're not getting any action, it means that the fuel pump goes to rebuild or to the garbage. Yeah, let's go. Nothing's happening, eh? At all. One more time, I guess we should go. Yeah, let's do one more time, yeah. Okay.